Yeah, we're back with another podcast, and yeah,
that was aggressive.
It was very aggro.
We're closing out the week, and it's Friday, y'alls. I don't know when this is going to be up, but Friday for us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right meow.
Yeah,
Friday.
Get out. You do not sing the forbidden song.
We do not speak the tomes of Rebecca Black.
Did that ever, Justin Bieber's Baby beat that out for most
dislikes? Yes.
Really?
Unfortunately, yes.
What?
Yeah.
That's impossible.
Yeah,
It's not true.
You actually can't check that anymore.
No, they
funny.
took that metric off.
You know why? Because it's highly fucking toxic.
Yeah, but people do it just to. Yeah. So yeah, disliking videos isn't as troll worthy anymore.
Yeah.
In fact, it probably just leans into helping. No.
Yeah.
Which some people,
If you look down, we might have a couple right now.
which some content creators argue
Haters.
that. I lost my thought.
Okay.
Oh, we need to keep that.
Speaking of disliking things. So I surprisingly don't have like a topic. Something happened during this week.
Previous to this, was everything we've done topics?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, like
we haven't had a free-for-all yet.
Yeah.
I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will sometime where we'll
This-
just shoot the shit.
This is going to be my first I want to talk about this because it's a personal experience kind of thing. Janet and I watched a movie.
What?
On HBO Max, I believe. So I want to preface this with, this is hands down, no contest, the worst movie I have ever watched, ever.
I gotta say something about that too, because I feel like some of these streaming services, they hook you with one banger to get you to get a subscription locked in,
And then, then it's just filled with nothing.
and then they just like try to put out like a good series or one movie like every so often to keep people subbed. But none of them, I don't know. There's a lot of them like that. I feel like, and I feel like HBO Max is in that category of, let's come out with Dune and nothing else. And maybe you can justify the $5 fee to watch it this one time, but we're hoping that you'll stay subscribed so we can keep pulling out. You
can always watch the Snyder Cut.
No. Luckily enough, Janet has a free subscription to HBO Max through some means. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
I still want her money back, even though it was free.
I mean, not gonna lie, HBO Max does have a lot of cool content. Like the DC stuff you can get, like the animated DC movies and like the old like Batman the animated series is on there. I'll fight every Marvel fan on the planet that is one of the best animated series ever, and it's non-Marvel.
I'll bite though. What's the name of this movie?
Yeah, what's the name?
I will tell you the name after I tell you the cast.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon,
Ooh.
Adam Driver.
Good Will Hunting 2?
The name of the movie was The Last Duel.
Oh, is this the medieval one?
Yes.
Okay, I seen a trailer for it, but I haven't seen it yet.
This movie had a trailer that made it look like a Marvel quality film.
Yeah, the trailer didn't look that bad.
All right, I gotta.
Don't let it deceive you.
So, what website do you know that I'm going to right now?
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes,
Me saying that this is the worst movie.
I put stock in Rotten Tomatoes.
A lot
That's
of people
fair.
do. A lot of people do.
This movie,
Yes.
85% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
And it's the worst film you've ever seen.
What?
Period.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
Ooh.
This is a personal opinion,
okay.
and I
that's true.
will describe why I believe it's so.
Okay.
So the movie, in spoilers for anybody watching and for you too.
That's fine.
I am sorry.
I'm not that worried
but this
about it.
has to be talked about. The movie starts. It gives you a date and Act 1 and then one of the characters' names, and like it insinuates that this is his perspective, right? The movie starts, it goes through a sequence, the date changes, it time skips, it goes through another sequence, another sequence, another sequence, another sequence, another sequence, and like all of this time they're skipping forward in time.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably about an hour into the movie, it starts over from somebody else's perspective. And then it goes through all of those things.
So it's the same movie?
But through somebody else's eyes. So you're seeing, so there's going to be a scene where the two characters interact and you get to see the other
But
perspective.
if we're watching a basketball game, and first we're watching the basketball game through my eyes, and then you watch it through somebody, that's what I'm saying, is it's the same.
So in each of these personal perspectives, certain things change. Somebody's demeanor, somebody's tone, what they say, because it's this entire movie is literally the personification of he says, she said bullshit. And so the movie does its first act in Matt Damon's perspective, Matt Damon's character's perspective. Then it does the entire movie over again in Adam Driver's character's perspective, and everything is like different, where he like makes himself out to be the good guy, and same thing with Matt Damon's perspective. And then another hour into the film, mind you, this is a 2.5 hour fucking movie. And then like the last half an hour to 45 minutes or whatever, it starts over again. And then it's the perspective of
Ben Affleck?
female lead.
Oh, Ben Affleck don't even get a perspective. No. Damn, son.
Ben Affleck played a mega douche king.
I mean, most of his roles are playing a mega douche, so, but king, huh?
So, well, king or whatever, it's somebody in power. He's the mega douche of the story. And then, like I said, the third perspective is of the female lead.
Okay.
And then starts the fucking movie over again. And then the last, like, 20 minutes is Adam Driver and Matt Damon's characters fighting to the death. And then the fucking movie ends.
This is like Go with Jay Moore and Katie Holmes. This is exactly how they did that film as well.
I understand that what I'm about to say is a touchy subject because of the premise of the movie. But take all of that into consideration and then apply it to a movie that is entirely about a rape.
That's what the
whole fucking movie is about. The female lead of the movie got raped. So I watched 3 movies about a rape.
The same
in
one.
2.5 hours.
I feel like that's too stressful too. Like there's some sensitive subjects like that. Okay, I'll give you for instance. Let's say there's movies where it either shows or insinuates that a child dies. Imagine a whole movie about it.
Right.
It's the same. You know what I mean? Like it's for rape. I feel like it's the same. Like typically, if a rape happens in a movie, it's this brief, emotional, high,
high stress situation.
Yeah, high stress situation.
And it's usually done really quick.
They gloss over, insinuate it, and then it moves on. And maybe it's something that is, but where the whole movie's centered around that. And then from all these, I don't know. That just sounds like really stressful.
Yeah.
Like, so this is how the progression of the movie goes. Like it's Matt Damon and Adam Driver's characters relationship as like friends or companions or whatever. They are two people in this storyline who take different paths. One, Matt Damon's character is a fighter, and Adam Driver's character is like an aristocrat. That's the paths they took, and it all like split apart and then met back up where Adam Driver's character raped the female lead, who was Matt Damon's character's wife.
Okay.
And that point of the incident took place at about halfway into each of the perspectives. So not even a third, like a sixth of the movie in, the movie entirely becomes about this circumstance.
Okay. So I'm going to circle back to the stress thing. I'm going to give you a good for instance. There is one movie I turned off, and don't remember the name of it. Maybe you guys can remind me. But it's one where I believe it was maybe it was one or two girls. They were in a shark cage, and it was way below. They're way underwater.
Yeah, and the problem is they can't go up, because if they go up fast enough, they'll get like whatever the compression sickness is.
And it's really dark.
I don't think I've seen that one.
I remember this movie.
The entire movie is like, like in a scary movie, there's like this roller coaster ride you go on, and there's expectation of being scared or something's going to happen, and you have those little stressful moments. I had to turn it off because the whole movie was like this. That's what I was saying. Like, if the whole movie was about rape, I think it'd be like, I'd end up turning it off, especially from the way you're describing it as like the worst movie you ever. And you sat out the whole thing without.
You saw the worst movie ever 3 times, is what you're telling us.
I had to finish it because I was not going to. You can't without having any like context of what the movie is about beforehand, before watching it. Like, you don't realize that that's exactly what's gonna fucking happen until it's already done. Like, we watched the first third of the movie, and then it started over, and me and Janet looked at each other and went, "Are you fucking kidding me? This is what's happening right now?"
That's why I look up everything on Rotten Tomatoes. That's why ratings are so, reviews are important to me. In the world we live in now, I try not to waste time on movies. However, that one gave it an 85. It's 85 on Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't understand how.
Yeah, and it's the worst. I mean, I've seen some stinkers, and
audience score is 81.
Oh man, I don't know. I honestly think I got you beat on the worst film. I found this at Family Video, probably, I don't know, 2010. So it was like, it was a while ago. This movie was called Jesus Christ Vampire Slayer. Or no, excuse me, Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter. Yeah, that's what it's called.
There's like a whole genre of movies that are like that. Like,
I've seen trauma films before.
Abraham Lincoln Zombie, whatever.
No. I've seen Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Yeah.
Okay, I have seen that. That is Infinity War compared to Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter. This looks like it was recorded on a Sony Handycam. Okay, it's completely black and white, mind you, and it still looks like that. It's about Jesus Christ fighting vampires who also happen to be completely lesbians. And Jesus, halfway through the film, gets a complete makeover with like this stretchy, foily shirt. He looks like a typical douchebag with like one hoop earring, really short, like, matted down, glued hair.
Was he wearing a tap out shirt?
No, it wasn't. It was one logo away from being a tap out shirt.
I hate to.
It was bad.
I
laughed.
I have to interject. As soon as you said that, I was reminded of the worst movie I've ever seen.
There it is. He's figured it out. I need to know.
Also a vampire movie, and I was in it.
I've heard of
Oh, you're talking about the movie that you got to be in.
So
Okay.
I was in a movie. I did some commercials, and I was in a movie a long time ago, and also a vampire movie. So at its...
Am I mistaken? I've seen pictures. Mm-hmm. Am I mistaken in this fact? You played a vampire.
Yeah. This is
Did you go voir?
This is when I was bigger.
Yeah, you were jacked in the pictures I've seen.
Yeah, so I played at first. So the writing had to change because they actually fired the lead at one point in making the movie. So everything had to be rewritten after, and the movie was filmed like to where it would have been crazy to start over. So the long and short was this is like hearsay. This is me hearing what had happened. from what I understand, the lead played a diva card enough times to where either walked away or was fired or like some combination of both, like where there was like a mutual agreement. Whatever it was, he wasn't in the movie anymore, and they had to kind of like rewrite it to end the movie. And how it started was I was an extra at first, and I was kind of like a main bad guy in one fight scene, and I had a mask on and whatever in this fight scene, and it was literally martial. It was a pretty good fight scene. And through me meeting everyone and then these changes being made, I was written into the movie as the main bad guy's son. And then I had a speaking role and other stuff in it.
Please tell me.
Now,
what was your name?
Now, what made it bad was just that it had a minimal budget.
Right.
But there were some things in like that, the way that the movie was edited, that in the very beginning of the movie, we're like, oh no. The intro and stuff was like,
Oh God. What have I done?
just because like time is money and you can only reshoot stuff and do things so much with you're kind of stuck with the tools you have. It was an edited finished product, but like if it had made it onto like a streaming platform, for instance, the reviews would have been pretty bad. I mean, it does have reviews online and stuff like that.
I actually want to stack this up against Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter and see which movie's worse. Because I guarantee you that both of these films are probably worse than the one that Gingy's talking about.
Yeah, I think you got to look on IMDb.
Surprisingly enough, I was also in a movie. I have not seen it.
No.
Because I was in a movie and they tried to charge me $20 to buy the movie.
So IMDb actually gives the movie a 7.2, which I'm wildly surprised.
See, now you know my exact situation. The Last Duel got a great score. I do not believe.
Hey, look, there's a cast.
Yeah.
Tony, what was your name?
In the movie?
Yeah.
Anthony.
That's just lazy writing.
Wow, that's method.
I surprisingly was also in a movie. It was filmed here in Muskegon. The movie was called Pilot Error. I have never seen this film. All I know is that I had to go to an airport and I got to sit on a private jet that was previously owned by Oprah. And then I was there for 2 days. They gave us lunch once, and I had to look intrigued about learning about planes.
Sounds like he got you beat.
That was it.
He got to go on an Oprah plane.
That was my whole part.
So no speaking lines.
No speaking lines.
Okay.
I think my entire 2 days of filming as an extra may have gotten cut from the movie.
So the movie I don't want to say it was just the worst. There was just some parts of it that were really good and some parts that were really bad, and it's because there was no budget. Like if once something was shot, like they could only do what they could, and so here's another thing that happened. So this guy that got fired, they used somebody that like a body double almost to try to fill in the parts, and you could tell it wasn't him.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So like there's just stuff like that. Like they were painted into a corner to finish the movie. So what the hope was that the movie on the legs that it had might get bought. And then if that had happened, then everyone would have gotten I used to have it on DVD. I'd love it. Like there were some great parts in it. It's just, it was a really low budget movie. You could only, in the way that it all went down, it was like everything had to be improv to end it and to put it together, and you could tell. And
yeah, same thing happened when I tried to make a film. We made a short, I think it's like a 20-minute film about some killer clowns, ironically.
Of fucking course.
And and like some of the effects were like the actors were actually really good, minus me. I honestly think I was probably the worst actor in the film.
I made a movie once, and the only bad actor in it was me.
Yeah, exactly. It had like a $250 budget. It was like, I was just really surprised by some of the acting of the other people. Like, I just kind of hired these guys like, yeah, you'd really fit this role, and they sold the shit. Like,
$250, that's like what you pay for catering for a low budget film.
that's less than what you pay, honestly.
Yeah. I wonder if if I can find the DVDs.
We'll find these movies and we'll get them watched. We have to settle the score.
Yeah.
The score must be settled.
4 years later, you'll get my $20 pilot error. You bastard.
All right, well, that's the end of our show. Let us know what the worst movie you've ever seen was, because I'm actually quite interested in that. I want to know what your experiences have been, and whether or not you've been in a commercial or movie yourself. Let us know down in the comments, and we'll reply when we can. Talk to you later, and see you in the next one. Okay, bye.
Oh, bye, Mark.
What?